Adlink launches their Pocket A1 portable 25 watts NVIDIA RTX A500 GPU. AMD Ryzen Threadripper PRO 7985WX with 64 cores appears in first benchmark. ASUS PlayStation 5 Pro console featuring AMD graphics with 30 WGPs. ASUS is preparing their GeForce RTX 4070 Ti ROG Strix ROG Edition graphics card.
This is Tech Track.
Okay, so firstly we have from storage review, we have the Adlink Pocket AI Thunderbolt Accelerator review. Basically, it is NVIDIA A500 portable GPU we're looking at here. It's a pretty small design, as you can tell. It's pretty compact, and obviously it's portable, that's why it's compact. So if you look into the Adlink Pocket AI specifications here, the GPU architecture, it's a Ampere GA107 die we are looking at here, and the GPU clock is not that great, obviously, because it's a pocket GPU anyway. So it's a base clock is 435 megahertz, and the boost clock we're looking at 1335, so not bad. The CUDA cores we're looking at 2048. It also supports ray tracing, which is kind of surprising, but yeah, like NVIDIA Tensor Core 64 and their RT cores are 16, so obviously it's going to support ray tracing because it's an Ampere GPU, but still, like, very impressive there. And then in terms of teraflops, you're looking at 6.54 teraflops. The GPU memory will be 4 gigs. Again, not that great, but again, it's a portable anyway. Now the memory interface, we're looking at 64-bit, and the memory bandwidth, we're looking at 96 GB per second. And again, this is rated as 25 watts, so it's very efficient. And again, it's portable, so you just plug and play with the Thunderbolt 3.0, of course, or you can use the PCIe Express 3.0 X 4 times, which is translated to Thunderbolt 3.0, yes. As for the weight, it's only 250 grams, so very lightweight, I would say. And also supports NVENC, so that's good. So we can see the I/O here, basically the Thunderbolt port we're looking at here, and yeah, it's a very compact design, I must say, as you can tell. And these two ports are located in the front of it, so you just, you know, plug and play, as I mentioned already. And there's only one intake fan for this one. I mean, I guess it's gonna intake and then just blow the air away, just like the blower style fan, you know. But that is the case. It's just one fan that's does the job, everything, and you don't really need to worry about the cooling. It's 25 watts, so not a big deal. And that's the die we're looking at. Well, not the die, but the heatsink, and that is the die we're looking at here. So yeah, pretty small, compact, and well, it does the job done. Because if you look into the benchmarks here, we're looking at the Iris Xe96 cores, the Adlink for Pocket AI, and the A5000 laptop GPU. So obviously the laptop GPU, we don't really have to consider that, but let's consider the Iris Xe96 core. That's the integrated GPU, right? So in Luxmark Hail, the Iris Xe96 core gets the 1828, whereas it's getting around double that, which is 39,079. So quite impressive. I mean, more than double. What am I saying? Yeah, it's more than double, so it's pretty good. In Luxmark Food, we're looking at 869 compared to Adlink, we're getting 1837. So again, even more double than what Iris Xe is getting. And Procyon AI interface, we're getting 59 only, and Adlink just nails that, 264. So yeah, it's pretty good. So obviously you're looking at these benchmarks are not for gaming, of course, it's for other productivity. So in terms of productivity, this is really necessary. If you're, you know, using or, you know, going somewhere and you just want to, you know, quickly do something, Adlink Pocket AI does do some good work here, you know. So I think it's gonna be very much useful when it comes to, you know, moving places to places, and you need this, and you have a laptop that you can work with. So yeah, it kind of does the job very well compared to the integrated GPUs we're looking at here. As for laptop GPU, well, if you have a laptop already with A5000 equipped, you don't really have to worry about this. But again, if you don't have it, this might be good for you. Next up, we have something interesting from Puget Bench. And yes, if you're looking at right here, this is the processor they're using, the AMD Ryzen Threadripper PRO 7985WX64. This is the first appearance of this processor we're looking at. And yes, it's gonna be 64 cores because it's written here already. And also using the 8 gigs, or not 8 gigs, 8 times 32 gigs, 5600 memory, which is DDR5 memory, of course. So yeah, this is the first we're looking at for the AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pros. That's gonna be supporting the DDR5 memory. So yeah, interesting thing that we get to see here. And of course the benchmarks, we have for the Puget Bench results here, and Rockmodel load time, total time, basically we're getting 98.6 seconds, and for the school map total time we're getting to 60.6 seconds. So yeah, this is the first appearance for the AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro 7985WX. We'll be seeing more of it soon, hopefully. Next up, we have an interesting story, multiple of them. This is coming from the Kepler first, and as you can see, it's saying Viola is AMD's codename for the PS5 Pro SoC. And yes, exactly, this is the first leak we are looking at, the PS5 Pro leak we are looking at. And as you can see, the codename is Viola. We have something more interesting, is that someone asked that, I wonder if it's RDNA 3 or RDNA 3 Plus. And Kepler replied with, my guess is mostly RDNA 3.5, which is, again, it's a refresh of the RDNA 3.5 with RDNA 4 RT stuff. So that is interesting, that part, that it's gonna be supporting RDNA 4 ray tracing capability, but the SoC will be based on RDNA 3.5. So that is quite interesting. We might be able to experience the actual RDNA 4 ray tracing performance with the RDNA 3.5 or the RDNA 3 refresh. So even before RDNA 4 launches, we might be able to see how well in terms of ray tracing RDNA refresh works. So that's gonna be very much interesting to see. Not only that, from Key to Gaming we have this article here, and that you can see the PlayStation 5 Pro Project Trinity have some details here and the release date. So very much interesting to look at here. So let's find out. So as you can see, we have some sources information that from Key to Gaming here, and they're saying that the Trinity would have 30 WGPs and 18,000 MTS memory. So 30 WGPs basically translate to 60 CUs, if I'm not wrong. Yes, so it will be performing just like if you consider 60 CUs. If you look currently, it would be performing like the 7700, and it's gonna be performing similar to RX 7700, the PS5 Pro, which is the Project Trinity, of course. So yeah, 30 WGPs, basically 60 CUs, that's my guess would be. So it's interesting to see that it's gonna be not like crazy overkill of a console, which usually it isn't. Consoles are quite weaker, you know, usually, but it's gonna be supporting like 4K resolution, consistent FPS at 4K resolution. Hopefully it's gonna be 60. I don't know, because you know it's a double performance, right? So it should be performing at least 60 FPS 4K maybe. And there will be a new performance mode for the 8K resolution, so that's interesting. And also they're saying that it's gonna be supporting accelerated ray tracing, so it might suggest the same thing that Kepler have tweeted already, which is this thing here, the RDNA 4 ray tracing stuff. So this is gonna be the new stuff we're looking at here. So yeah, basically this accelerated ray tracing might suggesting that it's gonna be supporting the RDNA 4 ray tracing stuff. Interesting. We'll see about that when it launches, of course, but we might have to wait a bit long time. I don't know why, but we have to wait because, as you can tell, they're targeting a release November 2024, which is a long time. Yes, more than a year now. So we don't really have to wait for it, because it's you don't have to think about it. It's a year now, right? So November 2024 release, it's quite a long time to be released for the PlayStation 5 Pro. And it kind of makes sense because, you know, they don't want to release a PlayStation and then right afterwards they don't want to release a PlayStation Pro. Usually PlayStation Pros come a bit later, and now this time we're looking at a November 2024. We're looking at this is the release date for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Again, it's a speculation. It could be wrong, but you know, speculations are something to watch out for. And also we are looking at another topic here, PlayStation 6, which again, you don't really have to wait again because it's going to be releasing in 2028, which is a long time from now. So 5 years, we have to wait for it. And lastly, we have another information from Momomo_US here, and this is just a GPU will be launching soon, and this is going to be from the ASUS ROG Strix. And as you can see, this is an interesting looking card here because it's a ROG avatar we're looking at here. I don't know what avatar that is. Maybe an anime waifu, could be wrong. I don't know. I don't watch anime, but anyway, it's an interesting looking card. If you're interested in buying a ROG 4070 Ti, maybe that would be your buy. Because, you know, if you're an anime fan, I would be stoked looking at this. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see about that.